everyone, Elle here. Don't adjust your screens. Yes, I'm wearing a wig. I was doing a get ready with me and I thought that I would just do a very quick check-in semi-update on my pinup palette. So I know I just did one, so there's really not a lot of progress in terms of usage here. However, I added 3 shadows to my palette and you guys are probably thinking, why? Why would you do that? What would motivate you to do that? So there's 2 reasons why I decided to do this. I added 3 shadows to this palette. I repressed some of my shadows. So I got the inspiration from a post off of Reddit, which I will link down below because the person actually commented on my post on the subreddit pan porn. And they said, hey, you might be interested in my post where I sort of doctored my Burgundy x9 palette. And this person actually depotted all of them, rearranged them, crushed them together, made some sort of Franken shadows. And speaking of Franken shadows, that's what someone in my Project Pan Facebook group did, Julia. So Julia, thank you for really giving me the final push. These are not Franken shadows, but I was just really inspired by her post that I thought that I would finally do this. I actually did make a full Franken shadow palette. I haven't really tested it out yet, so we'll see. But this has just 3 new shadows in the place of Honey Lust, Antiqued, and Star Violet. So I have a highlight shade, which is Thunderstruck from Kat Von D. My shadow actually crumbled. I hit pan on it a long time ago and it was just really crumbly, and I thought this would be a really good addition to this palette. That way I can pick up this palette and I can create more of a look just from this palette alone. I can use Thunderstruck all over my lid if I want to, but mostly I'll be using it as an inner corner highlight and a brow bone highlight. Thunderstruck is a metallic pearl. It's a really good highlighter. It actually works as a face highlighter as well. It has like a really cool gold reflect to it. It's very pretty. The next shade I added to the palette is a matte shade. This is Foxy from the Naked 2 palette. So it's a little bit of a pale yellow, but I find that because it's really old, this is one of the oldest shadows I have. I depotted my Naked 2 palette a long time ago as well. I thought that this would work really well as a shadow to set my eyeshadow primer because I'm always looking for something and I've been reaching around to so many different things, but I thought having one in this palette would just make me want to reach for it that much more. So you can't even really see the swatch on my hand that well. It just really is very close to my skin tone, especially when it's blended out a little bit like it would be. I'd be dusting it all over my eye just to make sure that whatever primer I used wasn't tacky. So I know I'll be able to finish that, no problem. So I don't feel bad about adding these things in here because this is going to help me use the palette. I'm not necessarily trying to finish those. So if my palette isn't totally empty by the end of the year, it's no big deal. But the 3 shades that are in here, I probably will have no problem finishing. And the last shadow that I repressed in this palette is Half Baked, also from the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. This is all that I had left of it, so it's not even a full pan, but it's one of my favorite gold eyeshadows. I almost put Honey Lust back in, which was originally in this palette, and I have in the warm neutral times 15 palette, but then I thought I'd go with Half Baked since it's almost done anyway and I really do like it, but it's getting older, so you can tell that the texture is just not as good as it was because it's a little bit crumbly even before I repress it, and now it's still a little bit crumbly, but it still performs beautifully. Like, I swatched it just with a brush. All these swatches were brush swatches, by the way, and it still looks very metallic. So I know I'll be able to make combinations with all of these shadows now because I can use the matte and satin shades in conjunction with the others that I added in. So I can put Half Baked all over my lid. I can use like Poppy Seed or Cory or Ho in my crease or outer corner. I could even deepen a little bit with Embark, have Thunderstruck as a highlight, use Foxy to set my eyeshadow, and I'm laughing. Like, this is going to be so much easier for me now. So I can't remember the username of the person from Reddit who came up with the original idea of DIYing her Burgundy x9 palette, but like I said at the very beginning, I will have her post linked down below. Giving credit is very important to me, and also, once again, thank you, Julia, from my Facebook group. Really was very inspired. So I just wanted to check in with you guys so you know what I've been up to, what I'm thinking about with this palette. I really feel like I'll be able to finish these shades, the matte and satins, a lot easier now. It's just, I have more of a cohesive palette here, so I'm not as stumped for what to do with it anymore. I don't think I'm going to continue to do this once I finish more shades, but just to kind of help me get through this sort of a rough patch. So I just wanted to share this with you guys, so you're not completely shocked come my next update. Since I just recently did this, added these shadows in, I wanted to show you while they're still fairly untouched. So thank you so much for checking in to this very quick update, the remix. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns down below. I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Thank you once again for watching, and I hope I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.